when I heard they were extinct in the wild, I just had to have them. 2 days later, they were no more. I always thought it was just guppies, swordtails, mollies, and platies, and then I realized there's so much more.
Do you have a favorite wild type livebearer you keep right now?
Yes.
Where is it? What is it?
Funnily enough, it's the least killifish.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the least killifish, which is a Florida native, right?
Yeah, I can go to any body of water around me, just scoop, and then just get a bunch of them. And I still love them. I mean, they're so tiny and they're so active, and I don't know, there's something about them like I love them. I always thought it was the smallest one. Even it's in the books. I have a book that said it's the smallest one, but then when we go online, we can see that the tiger teddy is even smaller than that.
And what else do you have in this tank with the least killifish right now?
Well, I have pygmy swordtails. It's been awesome to get them. I've been wanting to get some for the longest time, and then finally got some of them. They're really hard to come by, and they just grow like 1.5 inches to 2 inches. So it's a very small swordtail.
And where are they from?
They are from Mexico, I believe. I have to
Okay.
double check that.
And there's a lot of, and you already got fry from them, right? Is that?
Yes. Yes, I had 2 grown-up females, and then one of them dropped fry in the tank, because I've seen a few. It's hard to see them, but sometimes they come out. And then when I was moving one of the females, I had them in a container, and then she dropped 8 fry. So it was lucky, perfect timing. So I'm keeping them here. So I'm feeding them brine shrimp, and I want to grow them up a little bit more before I release them in the tank, just to make sure everything's good.
You know, that's smart. Obviously, it's a fish you went after for a while. You've been looking for that fish for, I don't know, at least a couple months, right?
Yeah, more. I would say like a year or something. Split fin tequila. Yeah, it was extinct in the wild for many years, decades, I think, and then now they are reintroducing them. So it's working. It's not perfect yet, but it's getting there. So when I heard they were extinct in the wild, I just had to have them. You know, it's just awesome to know that fish keepers kept them alive. They're not extinct because people like you and me decided to keep them and care for them. So that's just awesome.
I'll drop a link down below to where you can find more information about the CARES program for sure, because it's definitely something worth checking out. Other than these split fin tequilas, which are a little bigger than I thought. They're in person, like you think of a livebearer, usually you're thinking of a smaller fish. But how big do those females get?
They get like about 3.5 inches, I believe. When they're pregnant, they get huge. Like they get really, really big. It's like they're gonna pop. But I think they get like 3.5 inches. The females, the males, they stay a little bit smaller than that.
And what else do you have in the tank with them right now?
Well, I have 2 peacock gudgeons. They were born here, and I just wanted to do an experiment and put them here to see how they would do. And they've grown so much since I put them here. I thought they were gonna be eaten by the other fish, but they didn't. They survived, and they're growing, and they just to see how they do. They do good. And also I have another kind of livebearer. It's the wrestling half-beaks. I have 7 of them in this tank.
And I know that's another fish that you were kind of after for a while, right?
Yeah.
You finally picked them up pretty recently?
Yes, I got them 2 weeks ago. I was looking for them, and then it was very hard to come by. But then I finally got them, and then was doubting myself. Should I get them or should I not? Then I got them, and then like 2 days later, they were no more. They ran out of them. So I'm very happy that I got them when I did. The females get to about 3 inches, I read, and then males a little bit smaller than that.
That's it's like a cool different body shape for a livebearer. It's kind of like a longer, narrower,
Yes.
almost reminds me of like a gar or something like that.
Yes,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna keep them here for long. I just wanted to, I have 7 here and I have 7 there. I just didn't want to put them in the same tank because it was so hard for me to get them that I didn't want to put all of them together, and then if something happens then I lose them all.
These are 20-gallon longs, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have a bunch of these 20-gallon longs set up. What kind of racks are these? These are racks you bought at the store, or?
I got them on eBay. It's just regular garage racks. It's nothing special. It's not specifically for tanks. I just made sure that each shelf will be able to take the weight. So they have different ratings. So just make sure, like I went on Google and I check how much a 20-gallon long weight, and then I put more weight on top of that just to make sure that it would stand it. And then I went on eBay and I just put a garage metal rack system, and then a bunch of them came up.
I have some of these lights as well, just some fairly budget. These Aquatic, these are from eBay as well?
Yes, they are from eBay, and they are inexpensive, but they are very good. I mean, I have them in all my tanks, you know, I have no complaints, plants do good, and so it's a good way to save some money, you know. Let's
talk about this 20-gallon long before we get into, these are some 5-gallon tanks?
Yes.
Let's talk about this 20-gallon.
Well, here, those are humpback limias. Those are the first wild type Livebearers that I got. Last time you did a video, I only had 6 females. The guy told me that they were unsexed, but they were big and they were females, so he most likely just wanted to get rid of some of them, I think, because they were already at the age they could be sexed. But luckily, one of them was pregnant, and then that day that you came, that's when I found the first fry. That day.
It's funny because I didn't even like Livebearers because I thought it's so easy, that everybody has them, so I didn't even want to, you know, become involved in breeding them. But then when my Platies were born, that's when it changed. They are linea, humpback linea. One of them is pregnant, and I already have some fry.
What, a week old or less or so, a few days old?
Yeah, the first one is 8 days old.
Okay.
And the other 3, they must be like 1 or 2 days maximum because I check every day.
You just saw them?
Yesterday I didn't see them, and then today I was just doing a water change, and then they were. There's a guy.
So they took over. They're doing very good, and they're from Haiti. They're very nice fish. The males get that hump. The pattern is very nice. I just love them. I don't think I ever get rid of this fish.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous fish. It's got a cool, unique kind of body shape. But yeah, the striking, like the dorsal fin. I guess it's some of the males with the hump there. The dorsal fin is like really pretty, and the body shape is kind of like, I mean, no disrespect, almost kind of so ugly that it's pretty. It's kind of like a goofy looking, it's kind of like that humpback. It's a weird body shape, but it's pretty unique. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, this is the fish that I have the least photos of because they don't stop moving. Like I try to take pictures, there's no way. I don't know what they just want to be swimming around. So that was the first one. Because I used to think when I was starting in the hobby, I got a Platies that dropped fry, and that's how I started loving Livebearers. And then when I was looking online to see what kind of Livebearers, I always thought it was just guppies, swordtails, mollies, and Platies. And then I realized there's so much more. And that was the first one. I just saw it had such an irregular shape. I just wanted it. It took me a while too to find them. I did find them, and then they took over. I just really enjoyed them.
Got some super red plecos as well.
Yes.
And I see that you got some babies. So that was your first time breeding the super reds.
Correct, and breeding any pleco overall. And also this tank, if you see there, the wild Platies, I have them here too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that one right there.
And where'd you get those from? What's the location on those, you know?
Yeah, it's a place called Ocoee, also Mexico. And then, I think there's something else right here. Yeah, they get very colorful. They're just young, so they still have some growing to do. They're pretty fish when they get colored up.
You got a little DIY brine shrimp hatchery. So how often do you make the brine shrimp or set it up?
Well, I do I would say every 3 days, because I started and I feed brine shrimp for about 2 days, and then I skip 1 day, and then I go back and do a new batch. So I would say every 3 or 4 days, depending how fast they eat it. I saw different videos and went online and saw different methods, so I just combined. And then I found, if you see that cap down there, that's from a DIY CO2 system. So I just thought it was perfect for these two, because it has, see, you connect the airlines there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you just twist them, and then it's just perfect.
So the airline works, and then you could also use the one for, like, that's that hose right there that's dead-ended right now. That's where you would get the actual baby brine shrimp from.
Yeah,
right?
from this one, and this is one connected to the air pump.
That's smart. And just a regular old, just a small air pump runs the whole thing.
Yeah, just a light, and then that's it. It's pretty easy. Like, some people have issues. People talk to me sometimes on Instagram, and they tell me that they're not hatching or something. And maybe it's the salt and the water mixture, because I have no problem. I use 1 tablespoon of salt and then about 1 liter of water. I haven't tried any other, so I cannot say if it's better or not, but I have great results, you know. And I put this much, 1 scoop. Every time I just put that much, and then it's enough for 2 days to feed all the tanks. Well, here I have some tiburon líneas. Those are like dwarf líneas. There's something about small fish that I like a lot. You know, I like, like pygmy swordtails and the least killifish. So these are some líneas that stay small, and they are already at breeding age, so I'm hoping to get them going. I also have here some, a lot actually, Colombian ram's horn snails. They get pretty big. They are not actually ram's horn. They are from the apple snail family, and they eat plants. So people that want them, if they have planting tags, I don't recommend them. But then other than that, they're pretty nice snails. I have a bunch of babies. And then the thing with them is that I cannot ship them outside of Florida. You can own them, but they cannot cross state lines. It's prohibited, yeah.
Not species of fish, but species of wild type livebearers. You're sitting at like 9 right now,
Yeah.
but there's a 10th coming though, right? You got
Yes.
a 10th on the way.
Yes.
But he has 9 separate types of wild type livebearers. What about this this middle 5-gallon tank?
Yeah, there's only a dwarf platy pair. So I just thought they looked cute, so I just went with them. So I just got a female, a male, and then I also have some assassin snails. So that's why you see all those empty shells. But this one is peacock gudgeons. I usually work with livebearers, but peacock gudgeons are so beautiful, very nice color. So I just wanted to see if I could breed them, and it's pretty simple. It's like you just need a pair and a cave, and that's it. And then they are really tiny when they're born, and then they've been growing up here.
The parents are in your 46-gallon. Those are the parents
Yes,
of the fish.
those are the parents. Yeah. It's another 20-gallon long. Here I have 3 kind of livebearers. I'm gonna be moving some of them. I just got excited, and then I said no more, and I buy more, or I get more, because here I have some wild mollies that we catch last time we went out together. So those are the sailfin mollies.
And I'll link a video down below of Jose and I collecting.
I also have those platies. Those are domestic strain. Like I said, I'm usually for wild type, but those are so pretty. I just saw them and I just had to have them. You know, it was like, yes, come over. And then there's a lot of fry. There are more fry that are hiding behind or under the driftwood. Like when I move it around, I see them come out and they go back in. So they keep dropping fry. And then, like I said, there's more half big in this one too.
Okay.
So some of these fish are gonna stay, some are gonna go to new homes, but I just have to figure it out. I know it's too many fish. I'm just gonna be making some arrangements soon.
So the half-beaks are more of a top-dwelling fish, looks like?
Yes, they barely go down. Sometimes they go down if they want to eat something, but they usually at the top.
And what's the name of that strain of platy? Is it like a salt and pepper or something? What is that called?
Yeah, red tail salt and pepper platy.
That's pretty cool. And it looks like you got some different types of snails in here. It looks like you got a whole plethora of snails.
Yes, I have 2 rabbit snails. I have magenta mystery snails, brown mystery snails, and then I have what's the name of those?
Spixie?
The Spixie, yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
see there's one
I
over
have
there.
4 of those. Those, just like apple snails and the Colombian ram's horn, they cannot be shipped across state lines. They don't eat plants, but they can hybridize with the Colombian ram's horn, and then they can become plant eaters. So they by themselves they don't, but because of the risk of being hybridized, then they are prohibited from being shipped.
So this is your 46-gallon bow front here in the living room.
Well, this tank is the one that got me started. I got this one on Christmas 2016, and then by February 2017, it already had fish. There's fish from all over the place. I mean, I have neon tetras, I have peacock gudgeons, which are the parents for the ones that we saw in the other tanks. I have wild guppies. I have a fish that I caught when we went out with you. I have a bluefin killifish, flatfish. I have some wild ghost shrimp that we caught. and then I have some silver hatchet fish. I only have 2 of them. I have more, but then I had them since I started the tank, so they've been dying probably because of age. Some of them jumped out, and I only have 2 of them right now. I have a Bolivian Ram hiding under the driftwood. I have a red pleco somewhere also.
And that's that darter you said we caught that one time we were
Oh
out?
yes, we got that one too.
It's a good looking, decent sized little chubby darter.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm not planning to breed anything in this tank. It's just for my enjoyment. And then this is like the rescue tank. Sometimes I get things for some projects, then I just give up on them. I put them here, then I trade the fish, or I sell them, or I give them away. So it's just, that's why there's a little bit of everything. This tank is just for sitting down and staring at it. Just taking it easy now. I really have to stop myself from buying more fish. And like I said, I have to move some out because I know I'm crowded in some tanks, so I'm have to be responsible and do what's best for them.
Thank you for showing us what you got going on.
Yeah, thank you for coming, and thank you for everything, for sharing your knowledge and helping me out every time.